So, UConn's 19th game of the season has just concluded, and it was a resounding victory for the short-handed Husky squad who were up against a top 10 team in the country in Tennessee. Every little thing in this game was executed brilliantly by the Huskies, and it makes them look extremely scary as we get closer and closer to March. All things considered, particularly the late exclusion of Caroline Ducharme to injury, this was an insanely impressive win for the Huskies. So I want to cover the things I really liked from today's game in today's video. Before we start, if you're new here and enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe. For more women's basketball content like this, I'm trying to reach 2,000 subscribers on this channel by March, so all support would be greatly appreciated. Anyway, with that being said, let's talk about the UConn Huskies. Firstly, I want to talk about Azzi Fudd, who stepped up big time in the absence of Caroline Ducharme. Fudd has been receiving a bit of criticism as of late, as she hasn't looked too concerned to score, playing quite timid, passing up open looks, etc. As a result, that's affected her confidence a bit, and coming into this game, she'd been shooting pretty inefficiently. That all changed today though with her first start of her collegiate career, coming in to knock down 7 3-pointers on elite efficiency. She barely missed any shots, finishing the game with 25 points, which led UConn. She didn't pass up any open looks that she has in the past, releasing without hesitation on transition catch and shoots, running off screens in a half-court set. It didn't matter. She didn't let her increased minutes opportunity slip. In turn, she looked extremely dangerous, and if that's a version of Azzi that UConn can get more regularly, it's hard to imagine how they'll be slowed down when Paige Bueckers and Caroline Ducharme are back in the lineup with her. That's a tandem that looks almost unstoppable on paper, and again, if Azzi is at her absolute best alongside those two, UConn will probably be the team to beat come March. Moving on from UConn's offense though, as though it was great today and probably the best it's been for quite some time, I think their defense and rebounding stuck out the most and needs some love. As something that wasn't necessarily a strong point for the Huskies at the start of the season, for them to dominate in the fashion they did on the defensive end of the floor was incredible, and the energy they got from there, particularly in the first half, was what they needed to get their offense rolling and stay on top of Tennessee. This was led by Nika Mule, who I personally believe had her best defensive game in a while. She got blocks, deflected the ball, and seemed completely on top of Tennessee's game plan by making the right rotations constantly throughout the match. The last time I feel like Mule had made such an impact to a game was UConn's overtime win versus South Carolina last season. In that match, UConn struggled offensively to start the game, but got into a groove through their defense and the opportunities that provided. In that game, Nika took multiple charges, stole the ball a few times, and it just gave UConn energy to keep shooting even though they were in a bit of a slump. That happened again today, as UConn's defense, particularly from Nika Mule again, backed up what they were doing on offense, and it truly showcased the Huskies' potential on both sides of the floor. It wasn't just Nika Mule going off though defensively. Guys like Edwards and Ono were also great on that end. The Huskies didn't really get in foul trouble, and again, that's because of how fantastically they were able to set up and contain Tennessee's offense. If UConn's effort, intensity, and overall prowess on defense can continue at the level we saw today, even if that's simply continuing to make the right rotations to eliminate passing lanes to slow the opposition's offense down, they're going to be an extremely dangerous team in the postseason where half-court offense becomes more prominent. Bring back Paige Bueckers and Caroline Ducharme as well, who were both heavily underrated defenders for their positions, and you're looking at a team that can not only get buckets in a variety of ways, but also lock you down as well. The potential of this team, once fully healthy, is endless. Finally, there are some other factors I think put the game away for UConn that will be important come the March Madness tournament, and I'll just go over them quickly. I don't want to drag this video out for too long. UConn moved the ball really well today, finishing the match with 18 assists, which is their most assists in a game this season against a ranked team. Tennessee couldn't really keep up with their fast-paced half-court sets, and it led to a lot of open shooters on the weak side of the court. as you can see here, as well as many cutting opportunities for the bigs. UConn also didn't panic at all during this game. There was clearly a lot of intent to win this match against such a big rival, so when Tennessee went on a sizable run to close the gap from 26 points to just 13, UConn held firm, went back to what was working for them, and grew the lead out again to 20 plus points. That kind of composure in high pressure moments is what we're used to seeing from UConn, but it hasn't always been there this season. But I think today proved when UConn are locked in and playing at their absolute best, they can be as good as any other team in the NCAAW. In the end though, the big thing that today's game showed me is how dangerous the Huskies can be at their very best. This was a short-handed UConn team today, and yet they played probably their most complete match of the season. And even without their top two offensive weapons in Ducharme and Bueckers, they still blew out a top 10 team in the country. That's just crazy to say out loud and speaks volumes about how dangerous UConn will be soon. Their defense was incredible, probably some of the best defense we've seen from this team all season, and as a result, they got a lot of easy buckets to get their offense going. Defense leads into offense, and UConn absolutely reaped the benefits of that today. With Azzi Fudd officially back and at her best as well, with Nika Mule making more and more impact with every game, and with the team as a whole gelling beautifully on offense, UConn is seemingly peaking at the right time. The only question is now, how much better can they get from here when Paige Bueckers comes back? According to Gino Auriemma, we may be finding that out sooner than we think. And that is a very exciting prospect for a team that's dealt with so much adversity throughout this season. And that will conclude the video. What do you guys think of this? What were your thoughts on UConn's win today against Tennessee? Did I miss anything in my analysis of the game? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like and subscribe. But with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.